Hey guys, I just saw Rain's comment. So it's nearly myth time, and I thought, oh Jesus Christ, 5 seconds left. I had to hit go live quickly. So this is bizarre, lads, because my screen is still showing that there's 0 people watching, even though there's what 10 of you or something. It's crazy. I don't know. Oh, okay, it's updating finally. So hi everyone. Hi Hershey. Hi Rain. Hi Heather. Hi Ramon. Hi CJ. Did I miss anyone? I'm just going to fly up through the all comments. 6 it says now, so there's someone else after. Someone lurking. I think that's everyone so far. Thanks everyone for being here. As you can see, as Rain told us, Patsy. Hey Patsy. Hey Saskia. Lads, we have all sorts of countries. This is great. As you can see, Rain just said I just got the 600 there a while ago. I had 2 more subscribers since I made a video saying that I was doing a live to talk about tarot myths and celebrating nearly being at 600. So I'm at 600 all of a sudden. Nice happy vibe in the chat today, isn't there? Isn't there? Now I may have a surprise guest, but a little window already opened up, but it said device not connected. So I emailed him and told him, and I said, you know, go out and try to come back in again, and he has not tried to come back in again. So I don't know what's going on. So I hope he hasn't decided to start cleaning his house instead of coming on the live. So I don't think I've missed anyone, lads, have I? Now, as per usual, if someone would like to throw up links to people's channels, mind you, I think everyone who's here so far knows everyone else anyway. But I suppose, girls, if someone new comes in that you haven't seen before, maybe you might stick a link up if you think they have a channel or whatever, right? Do we have Frank yet? We don't. Frank got the lovely Queen Alice Tarot today. He had photographs up on Instagram. So this live is. I had meant to make a banner. Hold on, I better make a banner. I have to keep up with Rain now on her banners. Rain is banner mad, aren't you, Rain? I wanted to make one and post it up. So I'll just show that on screen and then go back to the comments. So this live is all about tarot myths. I can put up Patsy's. Oh, do please, yes. Patsy has a fabulous channel where she does all sorts of. Yes. Oh, where? Okay. Sorry, my daughter is here. Hey, Frank. There's Frank. Speak the devil. Get me something nice in the shop. No. We got 600 subscribers. Nat's going to the shop to get me something nice. Go away. Close the door. Frank, we were just talking about you, and there you appeared. I was just saying you got your Queen Alice Tarot. Delighted for you. Enjoy it. I'm glad I had warned you about the fact that the edging was stuck together and that kind of thing. But other than that, it's brilliant. And the box obviously is a bit of a pain in the ass. But look, we'll get over it. Just make sure you hold it upside down so that everything doesn't fall out for you. So lads, there's the link to Patsy's channel. Thanks, Heather, for that. So if anyone doesn't know Patsy, please do subscribe to her channel. She's fabulous as well. So what I want to discuss today was tarot myths, because when I did a live on Monday with a reading for the solar eclipse, someone asked me, well, she didn't ask me, she said she was told that she shouldn't read for herself. So I said, that's a lot of BOLLOX. I said, take no notice of that. I said, you read for yourself if you want. I think that was Christine. And then my friend Mel said that she doesn't have a tarot deck because she was told you can't buy your first tarot deck, which is completely ridiculous. So I said, go away to shop Dervish in the city and buy yourself a tarot deck. So I hope she did. Wait, Nicola, it's showing me hold on, sorry, I'm just reading an email from my surprise guest. It asks to connect the microphone and the video, but I don't want to appear. Oh. Yeah, it's insane, isn't it, Rain? Sorry, 2 seconds. I need to email him back. He doesn't really know much about the technology, so I'm just trying to he's a goose. So I have made a list of things to go through. Oh my God, lads. I can't read for myself if I'm too emotionally close to the question, but daily card pulls are good for us to learn. Hey, Rosemary. Yes, absolutely. If you're very emotional, there's no point pulling cards because the cards will probably pull the piss. And just give you any random old things, you know. So it is better to wait till you if I was very angry or emotional about something and wanted to pull cards, I'd just sit down, take some deep breaths, calm down for a while, maybe put on some meditation music on the telly or whatever, and wait till I'm calm to kind of pull the cards, you know. So yes, absolutely. What else do I have? This is gas. I was told I couldn't read tarot if I didn't do reversals. Absolutely insane. Some people do reversals, some people don't, some people do both. I'm sure there's probably people in the world who only do reversals, who knows. I bought my first deck and most decks since and always read for myself. Absolutely, Patsy, because if you're waiting around for your life for someone to buy you a tarot deck, let's face it, it's quite possible that no one will ever buy you a tarot deck and you'll never learn tarot. So it's completely crazy. Hey Viviani, thanks for being here, everyone. Just gonna scroll on. Hey Rosemary. Who else do we have? Sorry, I'm just trying to find all the. I have a list here that'll start going through anyway, but I just want to see who's coming. Hey Karen Martin, you're not late. I'm only on a couple of minutes, girl. You're all right. 7 minutes, you're grand. I'm only chatting to people first to see who's here and stuff. Who else? Okay. I heard some rubbish about it being wrong to sell a deck. Oh God, yeah. I haven't heard that, but I can absolutely imagine that would be true. I buy decks. I go through phases. I might buy half a dozen, and then I mightn't buy any for 6 months. But I do go through them on a regular basis. And if there's ones I haven't used for 6 to 12 months, or that I bought and just put on the shelf and didn't really use it all, or whatever, for whatever reason, then I just sell them on, you know, because I want them to have a good home, you know, so I don't want them sitting on my shelf collecting dust. Extra life for your 600 subscribers, absolutely. I was 598 only until about 10 minutes ago. My sweetie bought me a new tarot deck yesterday. Oh my God. Are you going to tell us what it is, Heather? Oh yeah, Rain just asked as well. So lads, I'm going to start going through some of these. I've gifted some too, yeah. Like one time I was going to it was a sound bath meditation group I was going to, right? So there was about, I don't know, 6 or 8 of us all lying around in a circle in a lovely little spiritual center where I used to do my tarot classes actually. And I knew how many were going to be there. So I brought, I think it was 6 decks that I wasn't using. I mean, they weren't expensive ones, obviously, but they were really nice, good ones. I had the Tarot of the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, whatever it was called. I just wasn't using it. I had a copy of the Light Series Tarot. I had a few others, and I brought them. And as people came in, I said, "Look, have a look at them there and choose one." And they were weak for themselves. Oh, you got the Unfolding Path Tarot. I have that. Hey, Maya. Maya just got to my 600 there a while ago. So not only are we doing tarot myths, but we're celebrating my 600. So I'm going to fly through some of these, lads. I've written down 18. This is just from different websites. Hey, Fatima. Been having problems with, oh, come here. The notifications are all over the place. Even subscribers, like I got 2 subscribers there in the last 10 minutes and I have not got notifications. It could be another week or 2 before I get notifications to say that people subscribed, so it's all over the place. So I went through a few websites because I was like, okay, I can't think off the top of my head of all the things I'd like to discuss. So I wrote down 18, right? Now, I like to keep to the hour, so let's see what we can do. Men, huh? No offense, lads. Correct. Okay. It turns out my surprise guest is coming into the chat. I thought he was actually going to join me because I sent him the StreamYard link and I said, oh, if you'd like to join me. So, tarot myths. Okay, we've discussed this already, but look, I'll say it. Your first deck must be gifted or handed down. Absolute rubbish. Like I said, if you're waiting for someone to give you your first deck, you'll be waiting a lifetime. Unless you were going around telling everyone, hey, Care Bear. Unless you were going around telling everyone you wanted to learn tarot and hinting at them to get you a deck, You must not read for yourself. Rubbish. Granted, there are people who just can't read for themselves. No matter how much they try, they just kind of go blank when they look at cards for themselves. Some people can only read for themselves and they find they can't read for other people. Some people can only read for other people and not for themselves. And some people can read to both or read for both, okay? And that's absolutely fine. For anyone to be saying you cannot read for yourself is a disgrace. Thanks, Heather. If you scroll up a bit, lads, there's a link for Patsy's Tarot Musings. For anyone who doesn't know her, everyone else here kind of knows each other already, but you might check out Patsy's channel because she's a fab channel too. Tarot is evil. This one pisses me off. Something else, right? Tarot is artwork on a piece of card. Okay. Neither of those two things are living creatures. Therefore, how the hell can they be evil? What's evil are people, okay? And there's a lot of them in the world, let's face it. But it's people reading the cards are evil, not the cards, okay? Cards are images on a piece of paper or cardboard, whichever, right? So some people read, like, for example, when I'm reading cards, I set out day one saying I do not want certain types of people coming to me asking for certain types of readings that I don't want to read on, right? I put out there that I don't want to see death or health issues or any of that kind of thing. So never will I pull the death card and think, oh, that person's going to die, right? Because that's not what I put out there that I want to read about that card, So it's all about intent is the word, intent. No matter what you're doing. Rain, I did see your comment earlier on about discussing myths about spirit boards. That could be a different live on your channel, maybe, if you want. Hey, Tom. Because same thing with Ouija boards. Like spirit boards is a nicer way of saying it. I personally wouldn't get a Ouija board, but at the same time, it is intent. If you're sitting down asking for nice spirits to come through and give you information from the Ouija board, then that's grand. But if you're sitting down having not protected yourself, say with Rain's main man, Archangel Michael, or not having sage burning to protect yourself, or not wearing protective crystals like I always do. I have crystals everywhere, lads. Moldavite, I have amethyst, I have the yellow stuff, what's it called? My brain's gone. It'll come to me. So if you're not protecting yourself, and if you're thinking about all the wrong things when it comes to any types of divination or anything, then you're going to attract that. Whereas if you go into something with pure intentions and love and whatnot, then that's what you'll attract, you know. Most people don't know how to properly use them, yeah. Exactly. I have another Frank in my life. So, tarot is not evil. And actually, another thing is, you know, when all these religious people come at you saying, oh, you should, because I had a fellow one time, actually got the woman he lives with to ring me and tell me that I should take my cards to a priest and get him to burn them. Jesus Christ, like. People are nuts. But when it comes to religious people saying stupid shit like that, there's so many religious stuff in the cards, you know? Like there's angels, there's hierophants, you know, high priest. Ridiculous. So I made my own spirit board and I used my pendulum with it and have had wonderful results. I actually found a beautiful pendulum board on Etsy the other day and it was only about €15. Comes from the UK, which is great because it's only €3 or €4 shipping. But it's actually made of, like, you know, the corks of wine bottles. It's made of that material. So I'd imagine it's rolled up for postage maybe, but a lot cheaper than the wooden ones. It's really cool, so I might get one. I laugh when people come at me from the religious communities. We have, look who we have. Oh my God, I clicked on the wrong one. The chat's moving so fast, I clicked on the wrong one. Sorry, I'll go back to yours, Rain. Danilo Sanino, I'm covering his name. Danilo created this beautiful deck, the Cheeky Tarot, available on Etsy. It's an amazing deck, lads. It's a cartoony version of the Cheeky Tarot. It is the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life. So check it out, lads. Etsy. His Etsy is White Fly Tarot because he has other tarot decks and he has oracle decks as well that he drew himself and printed and sells on Etsy. So yeah, so check him out. So hey Danilo, thanks for being here. Cards are a tool that can be mishandled by the ill intents of the reader. Exactly. Yeah, couldn't have said it better. Thanks for that. Yes, Danilo is a deck creator. So delighted you're here, Danilo. Just got my 600 there a while ago. Such a great deck. I saw Jack use it. I love it. Oh my God, it's just so cute. I might, what I might do at the end is pull a few cards from it. I would love to do a Looney Tunes tarot, but I'd be destroyed by lawsuits. I don't know. I'm sure there's some way of figuring it out. Both my exes think tarot is evil, so does my mom. I have to keep it to myself. Now there's this ridiculous movie coming out that has nothing to do with what tarot is really about, and they'll believe, oh yeah. Do you know what too, right? And I find this really weird. Does anyone know the American tarot reader Angie Benicki? Okay. Check her out. She charges 500. The last time I checked her website, she charges $500 an hour. She reads for the stars, right? She has been part of some movie about tarot recently. Go to her Instagram and there's the kind of a trailer on it. It's totally portraying it as evil. Like, I don't know how she agreed to do it. It just, I don't know. I'm traumatized, but anyway. When I started some advertising on FB about my decks, I received some hate comments by, oh, what? Danilo, I hope you block them immediately, because even when random strangers that I don't know try to message me on either my personal page or my tarot page, I block them immediately, especially if I see the word God in there. And I've nothing against God, don't get me wrong. But if their little bio thing is nothing to do with God, then you know they're only going to come at you. So I block them immediately. Yeah. So I wouldn't even waste my time with them. Just block them, you know. Or getting all admin to keep blocking people or whatever you need to do, you know. I like that. I'm just going to stick this up here. I know I read it out already, but I think that's a really good way of putting it. Cards are a tool that can be mishandled by the ill intents of the reader. Yeah, absolutely. So if you just start off with the intention of what you don't want to read on and what you do want to read on, the people you do want to attract, the people you don't want to attract, and you'll be fine, you know. Thank you so much for that, Heather. Best mod ever, right? Sorry, one of my best mods ever. I should be careful because they're all here. There's Danilo's Etsy shop, so check him out and his other decks as well. $500 an hour. You can book me for a pack of lifesavers and a prayer of good intent. That's the going rate. It's not incredible, like. But listen, she gets it. She has a massive business. Massive business. Sorry, I'm just enjoying the comments now, so I'm going to stick them up to a. Danilo, when I started including my tarot shows on Facebook, most of my art connections and friends start. Oh yeah, stop talking to me. I have to stop advertising my tarot tube now. Jesus, lads. Yes, exactly, Karen Martin. Yes, anything can be a weapon in the wrong hands. It absolutely makes sense. You're dead right. My husband thinks it's corrupt, lol. I'm just like, sorry, not sorry. I'm doing me, and we can agree to disagree. Yeah. God. It can't be easy when it's someone living in the same house as you, though. I know I'm after missing some comments because it's just going too fast. How funny it is, religious people attacking, sending this energy. Yeah, true. Yeah. What else? It's funny because I don't believe that God or Creator has nothing to do with religion. People are nuts and evil hypocrites. Yep, absolutely. Sorry, Rain Francis. Did I stare that? I don't remember staring that. Can question, lads, can maybe someone else did it. Can mods stare things? Or did I stare something announced to myself? Apologies, Rain. My husband is fascinated with my cards. He kept annoying me every time I got a new deck. He'd say, "So, are we pulling cards?" And I'm going, "Oh." And I ended up giving him a deck and go, "Here, learn yourself." Because I just don't want to be pulling cards for him and trying to explain anything for him or, oh, thanks, Rain. Mwah. Um, Now, there are decks that I do get negative energy from, and I totally steer clear from those. Yeah, I can see how that would happen too. See, people say things like that even about if you were buying secondhand decks from people, but all you have to do is cleanse them, and then there should be no issues, So it's not the end of the world. I think only the person hosting on StreamYard can stare. Okay, I must have did it by myself, so. Thanks, Heather. Yeah, I know. I just had a few nights of not sleeping properly, and like I said, the spawn of Satan, let's just say, was next door, and I had to keep a close eye on my property because when she's there on her own, I don't know what she might do. Every time I try to stare something, chat moves, and I stare at something else. Hi, Jackie and friends. I'm listening while I cook. What are you cooking? Sounds like a great conversation. So let's go back to my list, lads. Tarot's evil. You have to be psychic. Did I not explain that before? Yeah, that's what SOS is. Because I don't believe it's human, so I call it the spawn of Satan. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Hey, Flowing. I know there's a few new peeps coming in there, but I think I got you all. You have to be psychic to read. No problem, Danilo. You have to be psychic to read. You don't have to be psychic. But then, having said that, I don't quite know what's the difference, if anyone would like to answer, between psychic and intuition, because they're kind of the same, really. I am not psychic, intuitive. Yes, cards help guide the message. Yeah, you see, the images on the card are triggering your intuition or your higher consciousness kind of downloading the information to you or that kind of thing, Nope, you only have to read the cards, lol. Intuition, yes. Yeah. Um, it's the same with, I remember Peter used to say to us, is a medium a psychic, or is a psychic a medium, and this kind of thing, you know. Um, I mean, they're all one and the same, but I suppose it's just different words maybe that people use. I think they're the same. I think that psychic has a weird connotation in society, like you have to be a mind reader or a fortune teller, just my opinion. Yeah. I know Peter, who trained us in the mediumship, he used to read tarot, and he actually stopped and refuses now to read tarot because of everyone saying you're a fortune teller to him, because he wasn't reading people's fortunes. I'd say the same. I pull the cards for people to read the energy around them and give them some advice as to how to move forward from whatever situation. I'm not predicting their future. I'm not telling them you will be married in 6 months, even though you don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend, whichever, or you will win the lottery next year and here's the numbers, all that kind of crap. Do you know what I mean? I'll take the chicken and rice flowing. You can keep the green beans. Yummy. I could make enough for everyone. Do flowing, please. Um, yeah. God, lads, people are nuts. I'm just reading comments. I have to scroll up a bit because I'm after missing so much with all the talk of food and everything in the middle of it. I'm not psychic, intuitive. Yes, yeah. Nope. Just gonna. No, you only have to read the cards. Yeah, it's about looking at the images on the cards and saying what you see. That might strike then some intuitive messages, or do you know, if you had any mediumship abilities, you might have guides around you who will kind of whisper extra messages in your ears or whatever, you know. Once you're open to different things, you can get messages, or if you are connected to the archangels, it might be them giving you the messages or whatever, you know. So, Heather, that's ridiculous. Your art friends shunned the tarot. Yeah, I know. Nuts, 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 nuts. Sorry, I'm looking for my scrolling thing. I think of psychic as being able to see spirits, hear them clearly, clairvoyance. Yeah, yeah, okay. I get you. When I went to mediumship workshops, the medium taking the classes told me to put my cards away as they blocked my mediumship. When I was doing the mediumship, he was, because he doesn't read tarot anymore, he was kind of trying to convince me to forget about the cards. He was like, you don't need the cards to do this. And I was like, but the cards I want to do. I want to bring some mediumship abilities into my card readings, but I don't want to stop card readings and just do mediumship, you know? But it was only because of how he's felt about over the years about people calling it fortune telling, you know? But you rarely see the words fortune telling anymore, thank God. As you can see, I took no notice. um, oh, they are. They would be like. There are readers who kind of do that though, tell fortunes. I prefer empowering with messages, images. Absolutely. I totally respect readers who will tell people they don't read fortunes. Yeah. Like I would have told you this before, but the medium like told us that he had a woman came into him, young one. Her rich old husband had just died, and she wanted to, and for some reason she wasn't getting all his money, and she wanted to know where she'd find the next rich man that she could marry. And he said, "Get out and leave, and don't come back," kind of a thing, you know. Insane. Danilo, not to mention Christianity has a high form of practical magic. Eat the flesh and drink the blood. Yeah, it is a sect based on the previous cult, the cult of the sun. Jesus, that's true. Rain, Rain must have turned water into wine. I just better check my text in case. Thanks, Rain. Tarot Oracle is a great tarot reader, in my opinion. I watch him. Yeah, I like him. Yeah, same here. Mine guide me as well. I go blank without cards in my hands. Oh, I love my cards. Rain, you're hilarious. You should practice. I think I must have missed Maya's comment, did I? Tarot Oracle. Chat's going so fast, lads. I can't keep up. Anyway, so let's fly on. Oh, this is ridiculous, lads. Oh, he does, Frank. He does, because every now and again I see him cancelling lives and that too because he's feeling really sick after chemo or whatever. Yeah, he does. Yeah, unfortunately. You must not read for money. For the name, for the love, for the name, for the what am I saying? For the love of God. Like with anything, tarot reading basically is like a session with a psychiatrist, right? You're pulling cards, you're having a discussion with a person on what's going on in their life, and you're allowing the cards to give you information to advise them on what to do. So it's basically like a counseling session, except you're not getting the same kind of money you get as a counselor, right? You must not read for money. I mean, why, like with anything, you hear things, people doing Reiki should not be charging money. They should be healing people for free. Why the hell? Doctors charge an absolute arm and a leg, and they don't do any good anyway, most of the time. They put people on drugs that they don't need to be at, and then they're like crazy people trying to come off them, like me. So it's completely insane that you must not read for money. Yeah, that would apply to anything you do. Exactly. Anything you're talented at. Should I not sell my artwork if I'm a career artist? Yeah, exactly. So you shouldn't pay people to do your hair. You shouldn't pay people to fix your teeth. You shouldn't pay people to see what illness you have and try and direct you in the right direction for healing. It's nutters. So it's only about finding out your future. Rubbish. I'm the opposite to that anyway. So I'll skip that because that's just ridiculous. Messing with fate is bad luck. That's crazy. The big thing with tarot is free will, right? So no matter what cards come up in a reading, no matter what advice you give someone, like I always say, every single thing. I'll talk to you later, Frank, about that. Every single thing you do, every single decision you make on a day-to-day basis puts you in a different trajectory, right? I always say, like the movie Sliding Doors with the blonde one. What's her name? Gwyneth Paltrow. She left her apartment, kissed the boyfriend goodbye, left her apartment, went, got the metro or whatever you call it, underground train thingy to work. Went about her work, came home, boyfriend had the dinner done, whatever, right? In the second scenario, she ran, the door closed on the train, she missed it, so she went back to the apartment only to find the boyfriend had another woman already in bed with him. Okay, so her whole life went in a completely different direction. So every single direction we take every day, like if you come to a T junction and you normally go left, but something tells you go right and you go around the block instead, you might have missed a bad car accident. You might have been stuck in a funeral, which would make you late for whatever you were going to. You might have been involved in a car accident yourself. Anything could happen. So when your intuition tells you go somewhere else, do something different, that's happening for a reason, So it is not bad luck or messing with fate to be getting a tarot reading because someone is only giving you advice. You still have free will, and you can either take the advice or you can say, well, no, actually, I don't think that advice is right. I'm going to do my own thing and I'm going to go the opposite direction and do the opposite of what they say or whatever, right? Um, Exactly, it's an energy exchange. Yes, with everything in life, it's an energy exchange. I remember at the start, Now, I know, Kerber, you just said there about, where is it? I think you should do a lot of free readings to build your skill before charging, though. What you could do instead, right, which is what someone told me at the start, and I did it, instead of like charging, just say, look, there needs to be an energy exchange, just like, and this is kind of old-fashioned fortune telling kind of thing too, like, but uh, cross my palm with a gold coin or whatever kind of a thing, right? So I remember at the start I used to say, look, I'm not charging, but if you want to give me €1 or two or whatever, or bring me a nice crystal as a present or anything at all. It could be that someone will bring you a sandwich if you needed to have your lunch after their reading because you were then going into another set of readings or whatever, an energy exchange. They could bring you a bunch of flowers, anything at all. Okay. So I wouldn't say free, but they can do something nice for you in exchange, whether it be give you a couple of euro or, like I said, bring you some little present or whatever, right? Something smaller gift. Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Shan just brought me a sandwich. Oh, isn't that lovely? Cute. Tell Shan I said hi. So, I love that, Danilo. I used to make my own wine, but I was never able to age it long enough before I wanted to taste it. Oh, God. My cancer is cool. She enjoys when I show her my cards, new decks. That's really cool. We talk about astrology, moon lore, etc. She's the best. I love that. Like, that's so cool. Yeah. I had a therapist like that. I called her my spiritual healer. It was a mix of psychology and tarot. Brilliant. Right. Let's see what Maya said. People sometimes cannot distance. Yeah. I had one crying person. I felt her the entire night, so I woke up and did a follow-up reading, which was not much different from the first one. Oh, you see, you can get carried away too. Like, there was maybe once or twice where people who just kept texting me, asking me questions, and I'm going, okay, the reading's over. We can't be doing this forever. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like if I made a video for someone and posted it, you know, what's the word, privately on YouTube and sent him the link, I always do say, look, if you have any questions, get on to me. But at the same time, you can't be letting that go on forever then, A master in psych. I saw her originally as a tarot reader and involved in spiritual healing. She was a Reiki expert and she practiced tapping with me. Cool. My friends bring me wine, lol. See, that's perfect. Yeah, that kind of thing now is great. So let's go back to my list, lads. So the querent must, oh yeah. So the querent has to or must not touch the cards. So at the very start, I didn't want anyone touching my cards. So I used to shuffle them, I used to spread them out, I used to pick them, all of the above, right? Even if friends wanted to look at my cards, I used to put them out in front of them. I did not want them touching them, right? I was completely OCD about it. Now it doesn't bother me. Now I still, I might get someone to give them a bit of shuffle. I always do ask people, do you want to? Absolutely, it is a personal choice. I always ask people, do you want to pick? No, I don't let them shuffle. I shuffle, I spread them out. I ask people, do they want to pick the cards? But they usually say no. They say, oh, no, no, you work away. Okay, so they obviously want me doing it all, They kind of, I don't know, whatever. I don't, I don't think too much about why they don't want to pick the cards. But if they're happy to leave me pick away, then that's grand. I do. But again, it's up to you. If you want people touching your cards, if you don't want people touching your cards, makes no difference, right? When I was doing the mediumship, we were on, because of the first lockdown, we were on Zoom for a lot of it. And I was really not impressed the first time. I was like, this is not going to work. How could it work? We're online. But the readings were just insane over Zoom. So once you're in the energy of someone, that's why if I was pulling cards on someone, say like before our true crime on a Wednesday night, if I'm pulling cards on someone, I actually get up their picture on my phone and I stand the phone in front of me and I look at their picture, because even looking at them and being in the energy of them helps you to choose the right cards for the reading, you know, and it totally works. And I'm going to give you another weird example in a sec, right? I agree. I think that card reading is based on a science not yet investigated by our science. It is metaphysics, but it is based on known mathematical rules. Very interesting. I love that. One other example of why it doesn't matter if people touch your cards or don't touch your cards, right? Now, sorry lads, right? But when you're breastfeeding, your when you get either electrical or hand pumps to extract milk while the baby is asleep or whatever, right? They say look at a picture of the baby, right? It's even better if you're sitting next to the sleeping baby while you're extracting milk, because while you're looking at the baby and you're in that love and that flowing energy of the of looking at the baby, your baby, right? Something you've created, the milk just flies out. If your baby is nowhere near you, it ain't happening, right? But if you're looking at the baby or even a photograph of the baby, it does work. It's just incredible the milk you can extract. Now, and like I said, I do apologize, lads, but it completely works, right? So it doesn't matter if the person isn't in front of you. If you're doing a video reading for them to post to YouTube for them, if you're thinking about the person, if you just have their name and you're thinking about them, you're in their energy and you can still read for them. So it doesn't matter if they don't touch the cards. It doesn't matter if they even see the cards or not. It doesn't matter if they're not in front of you. It doesn't matter if it's over Zoom, anything. It's perfectly doable. I got to get back to the unpacking of everything. Much love, Jackie. Congratulations on 600. Hershey, thanks a million, and congratulations again to you on hitting your 505 there in the last day or two. I saw it on your where did I see it? Facebook, I suppose, first. So congrats to Hershey, because Hershey got up to 500 too. It makes me irritated when people ask for a reading in chat and then they leave to go to another channel. Yeah, I see. I would ask, and I know people like Gerald and stuff do that all the time. They ask if the person is still there, and I know Jane does it, Jane the Seeker. And if the person is there, they don't do the reading for them. I need to go. Steph is finishing swimming classes, and congrats. Thanks. All right. Thanks, Maya. Bye. Tell Steph I said hello. Sorry, just reading away there. The energy of the person is important, and it's just respectful. Yeah. That's incredible. Yeah, I just wouldn't read for them if they were gone, you know. I mean, I know sometimes people come back and they put up a comment saying, sorry, I had a phone call I had to take, and all that. That's grand, like, but otherwise, no. Don't apologize. It's a great example. It absolutely is. Yeah. But I think it's just a good one for making people realize that a person does not have to be sitting right in front of you and shuffling your cards to actually have the energy of them to do a good reading. Do you know what I mean? I don't want anyone shuffling my cards. I have my friends hold the deck for a few seconds and focus on their question. Then I shuffle and let them cut. I only use certain decks with them. Yep, absolutely. And again, that's all decisions that are up to yourself. Hey Hershey, congrats to you and Jackie. Thanks, Care Bear. Why Maya's gone too, yeah. Heather, there are a lot of channel jumpers when it comes to wanting free readings. What I can't stand is, and I've said this before, I call them out when they say might be on my channel and they get a free reading, and then they go to Gerald's channel who might be on after me, and they'll ask the exact same question, and then they go to the next person's channel and they'll ask the same question. I always call these people out. I go, did you not just ask that question on a different channel and get an answer? You know, why are you bothering? A lot of channel jumpers when it comes to, yeah, it's just so ridiculous. Like to be asking the same question over and over again of different people. The only thing it's saying is that you don't trust anyone. So if you don't trust, then how are you going to get any answers? Do you know? It's like if I asked the cards a question today and then asked the cards a question tomorrow, same question tomorrow, and then asked the cards the same question the next day, they're going to just give me stupid cards and they're just going to totally take the piss and you're never going to get a real answer, do you know? So it's demented. Anyway, death means literal death. Absolutely not. Like I said earlier, it's all about intent. So when I started reading, I put it out there that I did not want to be reading on death. Therefore, whenever I pull the death card, I don't go, oh shit, they're going to die. Never, right? Because that's not what I'm reading on. Okay. I'm not reading on negative stuff. I'm focusing on positive stuff. I'm sure I will or have lost subs because of me addressing that issue too, Jackie. Doesn't bother me. Yeah, I don't care either. These people need to, these are the kind of people that give tarot a bad name, do you know? I was on live a few years ago, and I know I said this before. Rain knows who I'm on about. She was doing, it was paid readings she was doing for people. But this fella kept coming on, waiting for a couple of freebies she'd put out at the end. And he'd just show up every now and again. And he said, oh, can you tell me, will I get back with my ex? I've asked these other people and they're not psychic at all. They told me I won't. And I said, why are they not psychic? Johnny, let's call him. I can't remember what his name was. Why are they not good psychics, Johnny? Because they didn't say what you wanted them to say. And he disappeared. And I don't think he ever came back. I can't be dealing with people. But they do. They give us a bad name. You see, that's the problem. So death means literal death? No. Now, if that's something you as a reader are going to focus on, it could do, you know, but I don't want to be looking at that. I don't want to be seeing people's deaths, so I don't put it out there. It's stupid to do what the cards say. So again, this comes back to free will. If you give someone advice and they don't want to do it, then that's absolutely up to them. So it's not stupid to do what the cards say. It's not stupid to not do what the cards say. Do you know what I mean? Tarot is fortune telling? Absolutely not. I think those days are almost gone. I think once recently did I see a big fortune telling sign somewhere. But in general, that is not the way people think of tarot anymore. Thank God, because fortune teller and like you just see, and I mean, look, I have a little crystal ball. WWJD, what would Jackie do? Okay. Let's use that, lads. And don't forget SOS, right? I love that. WWJD, what would Jackie do? That's perfect. Let's remember that. And don't forget SOS, right? That's something we need to keep going. Not that we'll be forever talking about the thing next door, but we could use it for other people if we need to, right? It's not exclusive, right? Tarot readings are 100% accurate. Absolutely not. Like with anything, of course they're not accurate. A reader might be having an off day and they might just not be seeing properly what is being said by the cards for someone. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't say they're absolutely 100% accurate because we can all have an off day. Plus, of course, there's the fact that if someone comes to you for a reading and they're only testing you, that they're not actually a believer and they're only testing you, then the cards won't you won't be vibing with the cards, they won't be vibing with the cards. So of course it's not going to be accurate, you know? Yes, you have one next door, so you are quite free to use SOS, Heather. um yeah, I don't like the word current either. It's a bit stupid. Well, it's very old fashioned or whatever. I don't like it either, yeah. The person you're reading for. Bleh. May not be totally honest. Exactly. You see, yeah. Lads, there's a great do you know what? I'll share it after the live. If I don't share this little video clip, it's only about 8 or 9 minutes. Someone please comment and remind me, right? This tarot reader in the UK years ago, a fella came to her for a reading, and she got the Death, the Tower, the Eight of Swords for being incarcerated, all this kind of thing. And she said, as he turned over, she didn't say anything. She turned over the cards, and he burst out crying, and told her he just murdered the fella he was living with. And she called the cops, and they thought she was taking the piss because she said she was a tarot reader. So they put her on the non-emergency list. It was at least an hour before the cops actually came. While she was still there doing the job of the cops, questioning the guy, right? But he had been to her for a reading before, and he trusted her, and that's why he went to her, because he wanted somewhere to go to admit what he had done, you know. He told her where the body was, the whole lot. And oh, crazy. I love reminding you, lol. That's good. So I remind me to share that. Like I said, it's only 8, 9 minutes. And as someone said to her, I'd imagine if you said you were a hairdresser, that they would have sent someone straight out, that kind of a thing. Oh, it's crazy. I limit asking to a few times a month in lives. I'm mainly there to support channels and to enjoy the chat. There are just certain things I can't pull cards on myself for when I can't think clearly. Yeah, yeah, I get you. Yeah. I often go on people's lives where people are pulling cards, but I'm just there for the chat. It might be once every few months where I might have a burning question that I actually want some advice from someone else on, and I'd say, do you know what, I'd love some advice on this or whatever, but I'm generally just there to support and to chat to people. It's a question of empathy. When I shuffle the cards, I do it at heart level, absolutely asking for the greatest good of the person. In doing so, I'm sure the cards speak. Even that's a thing with pendulums as well. Before I start using my pendulum, I'd say, please only give me answers for my greatest and highest good and healing, that kind of a thing. So absolutely, Danilo, yeah, that's perfect. That is wonderful, Danilo, definitely for the highest good for all, of all, yeah. I saw that, Jackie, it was crazy. I would have been frightened. Yeah, no, it was just because, like she said, that she knew him, didn't know him very well. He'd been from one reading before, but she just knew him, and she knew, as a psychic and a tarot reader, she knew that he had literally only come to her to confess, because he had actually, it's crazy, he had actually gone to a police station to hand himself in, but it was closed. That's why he ended up going to her. It's a demented story. It's really good. I'll share it. An English woman, she was on Good Morning or something, being interviewed by them. When you're empathetic, you find that people come to you to confess or to open up. Mostly, I'm so happy to help, but I have had people confess things that make me uncomfortable. It's a fine line. Once I had a fella ask me for a reading. He told me a neighbour, this is a fella now with a wife and 2 kids, and he told me that a neighbour had told him she fancied him or something or other, or maybe he fancied her or whatever, I can't remember. And what should he do about it? I was like, come here, go home now with your wife and kids and forget about your one, that kind of a thing. Jesus Christ, like. She was very brave, Karen. Oh, thanks, Viviani. Bye. I had someone come in for a reading in a shop I read for, and for the first 10 minutes, she was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Luckily, her friend was sitting in. Jesus Christ. And her friend said, all that is true. Don't lie, or no point being here. But if her friend wasn't there, I'd have had no idea. Yeah. See, that's the same with getting a mediumship reading from people. Now, it's not the fact that you might be lying, but it's just that when you're in a mediumship reading and a medium is describing someone that's coming through, you might just go blank and you might not think of someone who has passed over. Do you know what I mean? You might just draw a blank. And it could be later that you think of whoever it is that they were actually bringing through for you, That's crazy. Lucky the friend was there, absolutely. Because she would have been going off telling people that you were useless, Jesus, like, I don't know. you know what I can't wait for? I can't wait for the summer when the weather is nice to be sitting out in the park that I work with my picnic blanket, cards out, hopefully no wind, cards spread out, and random people coming over going, oh my God, can I have a reading? I'm going to have to be brave and do that this summer, lads. I can't wait. Tarot cards are magic? Absolutely no. Because like I already discussed, tarot cards are art on a piece of cardboard, and it's the energy of the person or the magic of the person that is connecting to themselves, to their higher self, to your intuition, to your spirit guides, to God, to the angels, to whoever or whatever you believe in, and bringing forward the messages. Okay, so the cards are not magic. There are good and bad cards. Of course, there are. Absolutely. Good and bad cards everywhere are, of course. But I would say I do like to look at the positive in the cards. Like, for example, I'm going to find one there now for you quickly, just to explain. Because Danilo, is Danilo still there? There is a nice little addition to this card that kind of really, yeah, here we go. So from Danilo's Cheeky Tarot, lads, we have 10 of Swords, right? So I always say that the 10 of Swords is rock bottom. As Yaz sang, the only way is up. You cannot go down any further. You can only get up and keep moving, right? But Danilo has very cleverly added 2 bats here, right? Now, in an animal oracle deck that I have, bat spirit is about rebirth. Okay, so if you've gone through all this shit that has brought you down this much, then the only thing you can do is get back up and be reborn and restart whatever it is you've gone through, right? So I love this little addition to this card, okay, because I love animals in the cards because it just gives that extra bit of information, from nature. And I do have a beautiful, it's the Colette Baron Reid Spirit Animal Oracle. And any animals that come up in tarot decks are in this Spirit Animal Oracle. So I love the fact that he has bats in it because it's all about reborn. It's all about starting over again and letting all this shit go, So I love that. Hey, Sylvia. Sylvia's in the house. Lads, again, if anyone is new here and doesn't know anyone else in the chat, most people have channels, so please do go and check out their channels. I'm just checking to see did I miss anything. There we go. Oh, Jackie, that'd be great. I'm sure with your aura, people will come to you for readings. Yeah, it would be so cool. I'd love it. I'd love it. I'd love it. I have to bring some old crystals and stuff to lay out as well, Jack was making bridges crosses in a cafe. Yeah, and people flocked. Yeah, that was. I loved that. That was so cool. They were like, "Oh my God, can I have one?" And then I was walking along the town. I had one left, and it was one of the 3-legged ones. Walking along the town, and some random woman I've never seen before in my life. She's from Cove. She says, "Oh my God, I literally only came into town to try and find one." She says, "And I can't find one anywhere." She goes, "Would you sell me that?" I said, "Absolutely not." I said, "Here you go." I said, "Delighted to be of service." And now, I know I was talking about energy exchange. I could have taken a euro or two off her, but the fact that she was so happy and thankful was enough of an energy exchange at the time for me. I was like, no, no, God, no, here, take it. Delighted I could help. So she went off smiling from ear to ear. How many knives do I want in my back? So there's only a couple of things left to discuss, lads, at least from the lists I pulled from the internet. I went through a few different websites to make a big long list of things to discuss. They were good and bad, yeah. Readers must follow certain rituals. Absolutely ridiculous. When you start reading tarot and learning tarot, you know yourself, you're Googling everything, you're watching beginners tarot videos on YouTube. I still watch beginners tarot videos on YouTube because you learn something new from everyone, right? And there's always new people showing up on YouTube. So you're going to get different information all the time. I have an itch in my ear. So I'm always watching and I'm always reading new info on beginners tarot information, this kind of stuff. So you can do whatever you want, you know. Like I like to, with a new deck, burn some sage and sage them just to cleanse them. Some decks I have in beautiful bags. Some decks I have in the boxes they came with. I actually have, lads, I have about easily 10 beautiful bags. I'll have to actually get them all out and show them to you, that my boss has bought me over the years, right? She always comes back from holidays with a beautiful bag for me. And every time I get one, I'm like, oh, I know what deck is going in there. I just love the bags she gets me. So you can wrap them in silk. You don't have to wrap them in silk. You can put them in a nice bag. You can keep them in the original box. You can keep them in their tuck box, whatever the hell you want. It's absolutely up to you. I sit down and I take some deep breaths. I have a lovely tarot mat. I put out some crystals. I light a candle. I take some deep breaths. I often put on meditation music on the telly while I'm pulling cards. Whatever you want. You don't have to do any of that. You can do all of that. Whatever you want. Okay. What's only 10, Karen Martin? Oh yeah. Swords, okay. The hell with rituals. That's why, like, people say you have to sit down and relax and calm yourself and do this and that and the other. You don't. You can just sit down and pull some cards. I often watch I'm always watching the telly, shuffling cards, always, because I just love shuffling my cards. The hell with rituals. That's why we don't follow organized religion, right? Do you know what? Yeah, that's dead right. We're free spirits. That one especially bothers me, Jackie. Yeah. So forget about the rituals. Do whatever you want. You can watch videos, you can read websites, you can try all the different things that all the different people do. If they resonate with you, do them. If they don't resonate with you, don't do them. Simple as that. Okay. So you have to wrap cards in cloth. That's what I just said. You don't. Whatever you want. You have to memorize 78 cards before you start reading. No, of course not, because that would take forever. Some days I have no rituals at all. Other days I like candle, incense, etc. Depends on my mood. Yes, exactly, Patsy. Because all those things I just said that I do, I don't always do it. That's when I'm at home and I'm sitting on my bed with the music on the telly, right? That's when I do all that stuff. But if I'm out, none of that gets done, you know. So it depends. Depends where I am, who I'm with, what I have to hand, that kind of stuff. For someone not familiar with tarot, some cards can be more difficult to explain how it's positive. Yeah, I'm not looking at you, death card, lol. No, death's transformation. They're like, you sure? Yeah. Yeah, oh, it's Christine here. Hey, Christine. I just love the whole transformation aspect of the death card. It's my absolute favorite card. It's like, and in this deck, I don't look if I can find it. Wait now, my Queen Alice tarot. It do we need to cleanse the tarot? You can if you want. You don't have to. I do when I get them, or every now and again when I just feel that I want to. I do. Okay, but you don't have to. And there's different ways of cleansing them too, Christine. So again, you can Google that, look at the different ways, decide what you might like to try or don't try or whatever. Like this death card, I think is really cool, right? Because it's there's a knight in Alice Through the Looking Glass who keeps falling off his horse. So this is what she chose for the death card in the Queen Alice tarot, right? So it's like when you fall off the horse, you just get back up and jump on and try again, you know. So this totally brings in the whole transformation, keep going kind of vibe or energy of the death card, which I think is really cool, you know. So I love that. Do we need to cleanse the tarot sage? You can use sage, you can use any old incense stick. Like Rain said there, Palo Santo. I love Palo Santo. Oh my god, it's divine. Um, memorize. Okay, I'm your real life example. I've been reading for 21 years and I still don't remember the word cards. Yeah, look, it's ridiculous. It's as Sinead Fine of Tarot for Women says, look at the card. What do you see? So explain what's happening in the card. What do you feel? Does the card make you sad, angry, happy, whatever? And then what do you know about the card if you know anything? So it's literally about saying what's happening in the card, and it'll strike a chord with the person you're reading for and you'll get a good reading for them, you know. Patsy said, I never cleanse decks and they all stay in original boxes apart from the odd few. Yep, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I do not use ritual, but mostly I like ritual. Keeps me focused and my intention clear. Yeah, perfect, Saskia. I have salt showers too if I feel like I've been hit with negative energy. Yeah, I know people who actually have a shower after they read tarot for a while. Again, you can do it. You don't have to do it. If you have, I have a beautiful selenite wand about that size. So every now and again, just when I get a notion, presumably it's my body telling me you need to, and just get it and kind of go over your head and down the length of your body, and then you can do it down your sides and whatnot, and just clear your energy. You know, there's all different sorts of ways. You could burn your sage and just wave it all around your body, and then wave it all down the back of you. You can do all sorts of things. I cleanse mine when I feel like they need a reset. Yep. I typically just knock on mine, yeah. No rhyme or reason in it. Just do what you feel. Perfect. Absolutely. I run them through smoke from Palo Santo wood. I love Palo Santo just to make sure there is no negative energy lingering from whoever touched them before, but it's really a personal choice, no rules. Christina, I'm nearly finishing up here, right? So do go back to the start whenever you want and look through it properly because we've gone through a lot of stuff. Our selenite ones are beautiful. I have so much selenite, lads. I have one of those, do you know, like those unicorn horn kind of selenite things. I have raw and polished selenite ones. I have a crystal ball about that size, and then I have a little Duncy one in one of those cages, you know, as a pendant. I have, what else do I have? I have so much selenite. I have a few other different forms of. Oh, I have a candle holder tower selenite one. Oh my god, I have loads. It's just beautiful. I like that. There's your feminine center, yeah. I sage all over myself. I fucking love the stuff. If you're feeling, it's not to do with tarot, but if you were even feeling, you know, when you feel a little tickle in your throat and you feel like you're getting something, right? Now, I don't get sick, but you know, you feel like you're getting something. If you wand yourself down with burning sage 3 times a day for 2 or 3 days, you won't get anything. Okay? And if all else fails, shot of whiskey before bed for 3 days. Big believer in the sage and the whiskey as medicinal purposes, lads. Big believer. But you probably know that already because I mention it often enough. I sound like an alcoholic. I'm absolutely not. I have one drink at a time, only ever. That's it. And if I go out, as into the pub, I only drink that's 0-0 non-alcoholic stuff because I like to drive, so I can go home when I want. So anything else? You're very welcome, Christine. Have you been on for the starter, or did you only just come in there a while ago? I only saw your name there a while ago. I hope I didn't miss you back at the start or anything. But do go back on it because we talked about lots of stuff. Black Label, love it. Hot toddies and sage, that's my medicine. Yeah, I love it. Oh my god. So there's only a couple of more things, lads. Thank you, Jackie. Loved this. You're very welcome. I love my hot toddies too. But I tend to I'd be more inclined to just pour a shot and knock it back. Oh, we're actually on to the last one. So you have to memorize the 78 cards. No, you don't. You just need to look at the cards, discuss what's happening in the image. It'll trigger something with you that'll give you more information, or trigger something with the person you're reading for and they might say, oh, I know what you're talking about, and they might launch into a story, and then you're there like a psychologist, back and forth, having a conversation about what issue is troubling them, right? The last one that I've written down is if I damage my cards, I'll be cursed. Now, on the website where I pulled this from, there was a picture of a guy with a deck that he obviously didn't want anymore, and he had big scissors, and he was cutting them in half before he was going to throw them in the bin, presumably, right? I wouldn't be thinking you're going to be cursed if you damage your cards. That's ridiculous too. If you're thinking about being cursed, then maybe you'll draw it on yourself. But if you're not focused on that kind of thing, again, intention, it's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? If you're too involved in trying to remember meanings, you might block your intuition. Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, we discussed 18 different things there, right? So, does anyone else have any myths that they can think of that I haven't said? Throw it in the chat and we'll discuss it before I finish up soon. I'm going to pull a card from each of my 2 decks, right? So my Cheeky Tarot and my Queen Alice Tarot. So let's just see. That's what I was saying before, Jackie. That selling your deck is wrong. I was told you need to bury them if you don't want to use them anymore. Bury them, sweet Jesus. I'd rather they were gone to a good home to be used, which is what they were created and printed for. Do you know what I mean? So like that now I have sold decks on, and I've gifted decks on to people. No problem, Heather girl. Heather, I just said if anyone else had any myths that I missed, stick it in the chat if you want to discuss anything before we finish up. But I'm just going to pull a card now for us from the Cheeky Tarot and one from the Queen Alice Tarot, and then we might wrap it up. Feeling cheeky today. What does the Cheeky Tarot want us to know? No problem. So what does the Cheeky Tarot want us all to know today? Right. Let's see. Cheeky Tarot. Ooh. It's going to be 2 cards because I just saw the underneath card. Not that I can think of at the moment. No problem. Listen, this could be another live again anyway, some other time if we needed to. So from the Cheeky Tarot, we got the Knight of Wands and we got Strength. So Wands is fire, fastest moving energy in my opinion. I know some people say that the Swords, which is air, is the fastest moving suit. That's absolutely fine. Different people read them different ways. But I would read the Wands or fire as being the fastest. So this is about charging forward fearlessly with something. You might have been holding back for a while on something, but you now need to draw on your strength, your inner strength. You need to tame the lion, and you need to jump on your horse and take off and do what it is you want to do. This is absolutely a message for me too, because I have so many things. No, Danilo, what we're doing is I'm just pulling cards just to wrap it up. Yeah. I'm just pulling cards from. I have 2 decks with me here next to me. So, because I'm in my daughter's room, my decks are in my room, but I have 2 decks here. My Cheeky Tarot, obviously, and my. Thanks, Saskia. Bye. My Queen Alice Tarot. So I'm just going to pull 2 cards from each just for a little message to round it up. So these messages are for everyone. Okay, Danilo. So Danilo's Cheeky Tarot is telling us to work on your inner strength, draw on your inner strength, tame that lion, get on your horse and drive forward with something that you've been wanting to do. You may have been procrastinating, you may have been putting stuff off, but now is the time to get your arse in gear and get moving. Okay. So that's what the Cheeky Tarot has for us. I think a bushfire moves faster than a tornado, to be honest. Fire versus air. Fire consumes very fast. I agree. Yeah, okay. Tame the inner lion, get the feck going. Oh, lads, you're the cutest. Arse. Drink feck arse, girls. Remember, I don't know if you've known Father Ted. He was hilarious. And there was one alcoholic priest living in the house. It was a comedy years ago. The alcoholic old fella used to wake up every now and again and roar, "Drink, feck, arse, girls." It was brilliant. Because he was always going around with his bottle of whiskey, funnily enough. So what does the Dame Darcy Queen Alice Tarot want us to know right now? So let's see, lads. So again, you may notice, like, I'd shuffle and then I knock 3 times and then I'd cut the deck and look at the top card and the underneath card. You can do whatever way you want. You can fan the cards out. This deck is these 2 decks are particularly good for fanning because of the card stock and the kind of finish on them and stuff. So you can just fan them out and then choose. You can do whatever you want. Fawn the Dead is just priceless. The best one, Patsy, was, do you remember the dancing priest, Ardlo Hanlon? Oh my God, I loved him. No, Heather, I don't do winning lottery number readings. Sorry, you'll have to go somewhere else for that. Do you remember the dancing priest, Patsy? They went off on a holiday to a caravan and Graham Norton came in. Did I say Graham Norton a while ago? Anyway, Graham Norton was the dancing priest. He came in and he just spent the whole weekend dancing in the trailer and none of them could sleep or anything. It was so feckin' funny. Oh my God, I loved it. He was priceless. That was my first encounter with Graham Norton. I think I said Ardla Hanlon a while ago. He was in it too, obviously, but she'd already be a zillionaire. So what do we need to know? Let's go for it. Ooh. Interesting. So we have the Hierophant and we have the 5 of Pentacles. Now this Hierophant, as you can see, Alice is huge and Alice is tiny. I'm a bit unsure as to why everyone always makes him green, because he's known as the blue caterpillar in the story, but he's always green. I don't know why. Anyway, it's irrelevant, I suppose, but the blue caterpillar or green caterpillar is the Hierophant in this case. So she meets him on his mushroom and he says, "Who are you?" And she says something like, "Well, I don't quite know who I am because I keep changing today and I don't know, And they have this mad back and forward Hierophant kind of a conversation whereby she's talking gibberish and he's trying to make sense of it and give her advice and that. So maybe. And then he tells her one side of the mushroom will make you bigger, one side will make you smaller. She asks him which side is which. He slithers off, and that's it. She takes a piece from each side of the mushroom, and she has to figure it out herself. So he gives her the advice, but she still has to go away and actually put in the work to figure it out herself, kind of a thing, And here we have the 5 of Pentacles. This is where she's upset because she can't get through the tiny door to get into the nice rose garden that she was looking at. And she sits crying and crying and crying and crying. And she's tiny and she cries so much that she ends up in a river of tears. Okay. So she's feeling totally lost because, let's face it, she doesn't know where she is. She doesn't know who anyone is. She doesn't know how to get home. She doesn't know what's going to become of her. And she just sits there crying and crying and crying. She ends up in a river of tears and she's feeling completely lost, left out, abandoned, all that kind of stuff. So the message from this deck is, if you're feeling any of those kind of feelings, then you need to find your blue caterpillar to get some advice from. You need to talk to someone. You need to get advice and guidance from. And the Hierophant, I like to, as opposed to the kind of religious connotation, I like to say like a spiritual guru. Now it doesn't have to be an actual guru, but obviously anyone in the spiritual world, any of us who can listen objectively and kind of give someone some nice advice and guidance in any situation, because that's what we all do here for each other, So that's the message from this deck. If you're feeling like this today, then find your Hierophant to call on to ask for advice. And then remember, work on your inner strength and drive on with whatever it is you need to do to get yourself out of that Five of Pentacles. Okay. So yeah, we feed each other, both independent, more assertive, while feminine elements are more receptive and nurturing. Thanks, Kerber. Thanks, Sylvia. That's lovely. That's a good message. I love that. And that feels like me today. I totally resonate with this reading today. Good, Heather. And you know, anyway, text us. We're on WhatsApp. You're on WhatsApp, more importantly. All right, Rain. So interesting, Karen. Fire and air together can be so destructive. Okay, I'm jaded by psychology. What had Karen said about that? Now I'm interested. Wait now till I scroll up because I want to see what Karen said about fire and air. Oh yes, okay, I see. Fire and air are friends in astrology. Both elements are masculine, not a gender thing. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you see, there's a woman on YouTube, highly recommend her lessons. Georgina Toland. I'm going to put it in chat right now. Georgina Toland. And if you Google her and oh my God, what's the word? Elemental dignities, right? So it's about the four elements: fire, air, earth, and water, and how they relate to each other. And if you make sure you have a pen and paper and draw out the chart as she's doing it, it's a great thing to have in front of you to understand the elemental dignities, lads, because fire and air are the masculine energies. They're both external energies. Cups and pentacles are the water, and earth are the female energies, and internal, they're all about internal stuff. If you think about it, if you blow air on a fire, it ignites it. So if you have a lot of fire and air suits coming up in a reading, they're going to be more explosive, I suppose. If you have a lot of cups and pentacles, it's a more internal feminine energy reading. The way they're drawn up in the chart, I should have brought the chart to show you. You can kind of cross-reference them then and see how they get on with them, because some of them are neutral together. Some of them don't get on with each other. Some of them do get on with each other. Some of them don't make any difference to each other or are neutral. Like I said, it's a fascinating lesson on elemental dignities by Georgina Toland. Look her up. It's brilliant. I think it adds so much to a reading, because say if you have a wands card with a cups card next to it, the water of the cups card could put out the energy of a fire card. Do you know what I mean? If you think about it like. So do check her out. Thanks, Rain. She's really good. Yeah. It really does make a difference in your readings. Yeah, I love it. I see masculine as aggressive. I see feminine as gentle. So fire and air together be masculine elements. Yeah, water and earth are gentle to me. Yeah, exactly. That's it. It's all to do with the elemental dignities, which is, I feel, a very important lesson to learn. I'll share an email with links to my teacher's podcast too. He's a character. Oh, good stuff. Thanks, Karen. Masculine and feminine energy add great layers to the readings, and they're not about men versus women. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's just the energies. I mean, for example, I have a friend who a woman, I would consider her to be a king of pentacles, right? Because she's built a business over the years and she's made money. And then she came home to Ireland and started buying up different houses in my town and renovating them. Some she sells on, some she doesn't. So she is that king of pentacles managerial position. Like, she knows what she wants. Like, queens are about creating, but she's creating and she's managing it all herself as well, you know. So I'd see her as a king of pentacles. So don't forget that too when you pull court cards. A queen of pentacles does not have to be a woman. It can be an energy, it can be an event, it can be a woman, it can be a man, you know. SOS brings out my masculine energy, though puppies bring out my feminine. Yeah, you know, right? Lads, I am going to wrap it up there because My nose is getting all stuffy. And it is, what time is it? Here, 7:30. An hour and a half I've been on nearly. So hope that made sense to all the newbies. It's a wrap. Do remind me to, I'll try to remember very quickly to put it in before I forget, the link to the English tarot reader who had that guy confess a murder to her a few years back. It's a really good watch, lads. Really good watch. But again, I wouldn't be putting out the energy of drawing those people on me. Do you know what I mean? So I hope to never, expect to never have someone come and confess a murder to me. You're very welcome, guys. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for always watching, for watching lives, watching videos I post, commenting, subscribing, having me on your channels, being on my channel, all of the things we do to help grow each other's channels. I'm absolutely freaking over the moon with my 600 now. So yeah. Everyone have a great rest of day. Absolutely, Heather. Same to you and to everyone else. Bye, Frank. Enjoy your deck. Let me know how you're getting on with it, will ya? I love it. So that's it, lads. I'm going to end stream and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.